Do you feel that these sorts of tactics, though, rise to the level of election interference? When you're watching, from an attorney's perspective, from a defense attorney's perspective, watching this, even from a you do both sides, plaintiffs and defense. But watching this, do you feel that the prosecution is making its case, though there's financial record disclosure questions that they may or may not have a strong case for? But do you feel that this sort of hush money, catch and kill, all of this, and trying to prevent negative press as you're campaigning for the highest political office in the country, potentially the world, do you feel like the prosecution is making its case to the jury and the American public?
I think the prosecution is making his case, and more than think, I believe it has to matter. You can't just use other people's money to run for the highest office that America allows and do anything you want with that money. And look, there's lots wrong with campaign finance laws, but the way they used it, and again, I'm in a little bit of a different situation than a political commentator because I've had 15 calls with Michael Cohen. I've been in rooms where we discuss, I've talked to Jessica Denson and AJ Delgado and a lot of the folks that have been on this witness stand I've had communications with. And so I get things at a different level, and it's dirty. And the main thing here is to follow the money and what was it used for. This wasn't Trump's money. It rarely ever is, but this wasn't Trump's money. This was money that was spent by people who were sold that this was for him to be used for hats and posters and political related things that he was using to hide from the American public, from the voters, all these bad things about him or silence his enemies. And that's where it crosses a line. And this jury, I hope, gets it right. And I hope Congress, eventually comes to its senses and says, look, we can't keep allowing no rules presidential elections.